for being here again, everyone. We'll go ahead and get started this morning. I see people are starting to come into the room. So well, just a little bit of a overview how this is going to work. We're going to have our panelists present. Mr. Shakil Mahamud will be leading the panel this morning. If anybody has any questions along the way, please feel free to put them in the chat box. We will address Q&A at the end of the panel. So make sure that you answer all the questions as they come up throughout the panel discussion. So we'll do our best to reach all of them at the very end. So today, Monday, October 26th, is going to be our first session here. It is titled Sustainability Issues on Ready-Made Garments in Bangladesh. And I would like to introduce our moderator, Mr. Shakil Mahamud, Bangladesh High Commission in Ottawa, Canada. Shakil?
Hi. Good morning, Jason. Yeah, this is Shakil Mahamud, Councillor of Commerce from Bangladesh High Commission. So welcome everybody for today's session for Bangladesh. That is sustainability aspects of Bangladesh regarding RMG sector. And you know, apparel textile sourcing is now running its fourth year. It started in 2016. And all the year round, I mean, every August, we had a chance to participate this kind of trade show in Canada, especially in Toronto, and also one day in Montreal. But unfortunately, due to the speed of a pandemic, this time we have no other alternate. So we are going for a virtual one. And I welcome everybody, those who are joining from Bangladesh from virtually, and also one of our participants are participating from Toronto, Canada. So let me introduce first our panelists. From starting, Mr. Shyamol Roy, he's joining from Canada. He is the director of Luzin Fashion Limited. And Mr. ATM Mahabubul Alam Chaudhuri, executive director, Master Group. And Mr. Mukhles Alamgir Hossain, deputy director, Export Promotion Bureau of Bangladesh. So these are specialists in apparel sectors and also the panelists. Mr. Mukhles Alamgir Hossain, he is the expert in government side Export Promotion Bureau, and our two other panelists, Mr. Mahabub and Mr. Shyamol, those are expert in manufacturing side. So I'll come one by one. So since our topic is the sustainability issue of Bangladesh, you know, sustainability has three parts. One is environmental issues, another is economic perspectives, another is social perspectives. So three parts, and Bangladesh is now at the crossroad, you know, like other competitors of Bangladesh, China and Vietnam and India. Bangladesh is doing well, and we are, now we would like to hear from our experts. So first I'll go to Mr. Shyamol, director of Luzin Group. So can you just introduce yourself first, and just first to tell us about the current situations. How do you face the challenges of COVID? And then you just give a little about these issues which I mentioned to this topic, sustainability aspects of garment sectors in Bangladesh. So Mr. Shyamol, so I give it to Mr. Shyamol, please.
Thank you, Shakil bhai. Thanks for your coordination. And good morning to everyone. And I am now staying in Canada regarding some business activities. And actually I was there for incorporation of our branch office in Toronto. But you know, due to COVID, everything is hold up. And whatever I would like to tell regarding our business in COVID situation. So actually in our country perspective, whatever you have said, regarding sustainability in garments or RMG, actually we are in better position in all respect, whatever it is come from social or economical or even environmental. But the situation actually what we are passing through now, that world situation is very challenging for us from all sides as well, because our business, whatever it was $34 billion in 1920, now it comes to 28 almost. So we little bit reduced due to COVID situation. But the overall business, now it is coming to us from all our buyers in good shape compared to last year August and this year August, or last year September in this year September. So we are growing. But whatever sustainability crisis come in business, actually, we do our business, it's depend on the going concern concept that will go our business for long run. And it is actually a conception and convention as well. But whatever actually depending on the situation, that business proportion or profit margin is going negative or going down day after day in RMG side. There are some factors come from every side that buyer actually bargaining with their bargaining price, and they are giving us the tight price. Our FOB price is going down. On the other side, our cost of manufacturing CM is going up. So actually, we are facing a adverse situation in our business as our FOB price or our per unit price is going down. On the other side, our per unit cost is going up. So in that situation, we, the people who are dealing the business, who are producing the business, we actually keep us in crucial situation. But we are always developing, and we are just trying to minimize the extra cost or any other subsidiary cost, and we are just controlling our business by many ways. But whatever situation is going on over there, you see there are some extra or some other issue coming. For example, when Rana Plaza collapsed in 2013, after that, we have introduced Accord. There are some other business entrepreneurs in there. So they will definitely agree with my situation that we have put a lot of money in Accord issues, and we developed our CSR or our compliance in all respect regarding fire safety or electrical issues, or even if it is in any other buyer compliance issue. So whatever the situation going on, that our price is going down, but our cost is incurring with different perspective. On the other side, you see economical aspect. If we think that there are 4.5 million people working in garments industry as a workforce, that is the bottom level of pyramid. And whatever we would like to say, BOP, considering the BOP or bottom level pyramid, that is most of people working over there for long run, and they are just keeping, they are doing their business day to day with our activities, with our production, and they are giving their output in the industry, and we are also take care of them. In this particular 2019, our minimum wages grows up by 25% more, but our price is not goes up. So we also faced with this situation, but we can't remove anyone people from our source, because if we throw these people outside, then they will suffer from their earnings. So we are just keeping themselves with us. And in COVID situation, there is a lot of challenging issues for us, but we never ever drop a single worker from our workforce, because if we drop those workforce or those workers, they will suffer from their earnings. So that is another challenging issue for us. If we consider the national income, actually 81% revenue comes to our garments industry through our remittance, and our economy or our GDP depend upon that, because our GDP contribution from our garments industry is almost 14.07%. So it's a big amount contribution to the country from the RMG sector. So if we actually fail in that particular area, so our economy will be in crucial stage or in negative situation. So we are in the duty that we have got the steering to lead the nation upstairs. So we are just doing our duties, and we are just facing challenges, but we are always going upward and forward. If you go to the social aspect, actually there are many issues come to our industry now, and those are new. We can introduce that CSR policy through our compliance or good governance policy also established. We are now more transparent in our industry regarding our financial statement, regarding our all activities, regarding labor issues, or regarding any other social aspect. So we are actually contributing from our side regarding the social aspect implementation in sustainability. If you go for the environment, actually we have did a lot through our ETP, WTP, or any other issues for any our environment regarding. For example, in every industry, there are some ETP for the water treatment, and we are just regenerating our water and reusing our water in our industry. So we are just trying to minimize the water consumption. By this way, we are trying to save our water, and we are also trying to control our pollution in air. Because if we pollute our air, if we pollute our water, so we will actually polluting our country. So in that particular perspective, garments industry owner, garments industry management are there. They are managing everything so that our country should be in good environment. On the other side, you will see that there are 27 big industry in green certified or LEED certified. And it's a matter of pleasure for us or news for us that 14 is situated in Bangladesh. Those are complying top 10 position in the world. So we are going through the development regarding environment sector as well. And there was a COVID is running and it's almost 8 months, but you will see the scenario that our economy, our country situation is like that. We are doing our business at a random every day as a regular day. And our garments industry has taken a strong initiative in this respect that we unblocked the country perspective, what we can say, the lockdown. We actually overlook this situation first stage in minimum time, within minimum time. So the overall situation in the country regarding garments business, comparative to Vietnam, we are in good shape. We continued our business production, our manufacturing level, manufacturing unit, and our workforce in safety zone every time. And we take care of our consciousness, we look after them so that our people should be less impacted. It is, and there is another message for you that still now only 409 people are affected in the garments industry. And those are from maybe 209 garments industry. But in our country, there are more than 3,000 garments industry as per BGMEA, 2,200. BGMEA and BGMEA is 700 something. So out of them, only 200 garments industry people with 409 are impacted with the COVID. And only 6 people are died in COVID situation from the corona. So what about the controlling level? You can understand the overall situation. So I think that considering all sides, considering everything, we are in good shape compared to our other competitor from any other countries. And it is the value of our Bangladesh. It is the norms of our country, and it is our guidelines from the government as well. And our government has taken a strong initiative with less percent of less interest paying loan support for our salary and wages. On the other side, government has taken some initiative with extended period for the loan facilities, different credit facilities, as well as some other support come from the time extensions for our back-to-back payment, etc. So government has taken a strong initiative to keep the industry level same as like before the corona. So whatever we can say that in all respect regarding social or economical or environmental, we are in good shape in any stage in corona as well before corona compared to other countries. Is it clear, or have you got the message actually?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Shyamol, for your elaborate message. The situation of how you cope up with the COVID and also sustainability aspects of Bangladesh. You mentioned about environmental, economic, and also CSR issues on, but I will come back to you again. And now I'm going to Mr. Mahabub Chaudhary. He is the MD of Masco Group. So just I'd like to hear from him a brief how he's coping up with the COVID situation from his business perspectives, and also the as today's topic is sustainability issues on the RMG sector. So I'd like to hear from him about the sustainability issues on RMG sector in Bangladesh. Now, Mr. Mahabub Chaudhary, please. Please unmute. We can't hear you. Yeah, please.
Yeah. Thank you very much, and good morning to all. This is my privilege to be here today to discuss very important topics, sustainability. Sustainability is the only word what we are uttering almost every day in our life. This is very common word in our life. So I'll discuss about the sustainability, and then we'll move to the COVID situation. First of all, what is sustainability? Sustainability is the ability to sustain. Or in the other way, we can say that without compromising our own standard, we have to protect the future generation life. So yes, Bangladesh is working about the sustainability for last 1 decade or more than that. And everybody is working for that, because for our own interest, for our future general interest, there is no other choice without the sustainability. So what about the sustainable approach, what we have developed in the last couple of years in Bangladesh? If I give you the very authentic figure, because sustainability in general, we can say that we are improving. So how much we are improving? Are we improving moderately or improving in a very vigorous way? I would like to give thanks to all the entrepreneurs, on all the BGMEA leaders and Bangladesh government to take a right decision about the sustainability, and they have a very committed to achieve that goal. I would like to share a few information here. Number one, if we see the figure about the US Green Building Council approved green approved factory in Bangladesh, right now 144 green factory approved green factories available in Bangladesh. They are registered and they are certified, and more than 500 factories are already in the registered. For the last 5 years, if I give you the figure for the year of 2016, there are only 24 green factories, whereas 2020, 144 green factories already available in the country, and most of them are LEED certified factory. So within 5 years, there was a significant improvement. I cannot say that it's an incremental improvement or a small improvement. It's a real transformation is making by our entrepreneur. Secondly, if we consider the global scenario, there are only 506 or 507 certified factory, and only 146 factories are in the pipelines. So it is clearly ahead. It is clearly proof that we are ahead in the sustainability approach in terms of the green building concept in our apparel industry. If we say that sustainability, we are improved a lot. There are few tools we can measure ourselves where we are standing today. If I share, there are so many tools is using to measure the sustainability approach in the country. I would like to share only one tool, which is considered, for me at least, is considered universal measurement tools. It is made by Sustainable Apparel Coalition. This Sustainable Apparel Coalition started from 2010, and 2016 they started this module. For the manufacturing facilities, they are introduced 2 modules for us. One is social labor module, HIG social labor module. Another is HIG environmental facilities modules. In our country, I've shared with you so many factories. On an average, in terms of heavy index, in social index part, our Moscow group, our social index, we already achieved for our 3 years approaches, we already achieved 78 score out of 100. If we talk about the environmental module, then our score is 58, whereas the global standard is less than that. So it means that in Bangladesh, most of the apparel industry, they are aligned with the sustainable goals, and we achieved a lot in that areas. This is clearly mentioned. And there are 9 areas I will explain in details if I have to get the opportunity. What other areas we already achieved in the sustainable improvement will give you share the facts and figure, especially the Higg index. There are some other tools like as ZDHC, zero discharge on hazardous chemical, or water management, or green carbon emission. That part will come into the later part if we have that. If time permit, then we'll share that information too. So it is clear that sustainability way, Bangladesh owner are very much committed to move forward with the other requirement, global requirement, and we are clearly ahead in that areas. And most of the factories working on that way. So this is the one. And second part is the COVID issues. COVID issues actually jeopardize our life from March this year. We are not prepared for the COVID effect. So suddenly it comes into our industry, our country. Initially, 1 month, our factory was shut down because of controlling the COVID effect. But later on, we decided to start the operation, because in Bangladesh, we have to think, we have to consider life, and we are in the between the life and livelihood. So I can say that government has taken the right decision to start the garments operation 1 month later. And fortunately, we see that the casualty or infection rate is very, very low, very, very low. That's the fortunate, but things is improving. Nowadays, there is almost no casualty or no infection in the garments factory. I can say that, especially in our factory, there is no reported for the last 2-3 months that somebody is affected or not. But in terms of business, COVID gave us a big lesson, because we also in our apparel industry also suffered a lot, especially in the starting of the March and April, because loss of customer, the hold their order or suspend their order or discounting their order. Even few customer also, they cannot survive, so they shut down their business. So after that, the situation become improved, and fortunately things is moving around, and now customer reinstate most of the order. And the order situation is now improving, and still there is uncertainty, because in the European countries, COVID second wave already started, and we don't know what will be the effect in future. But we wish all the best for all the humanity, all the community of the peoples, so that we can handle the situation in the right manner. And I wish all the best. We can overcome the situation. Everybody overcome situation from the COVID. So we have to adjust with the new normal. We have to adjust our economy. We have to adjust our life with this one, because we cannot avoid it, as well as we have to take the precaution to survive ourselves. So that's all from the first round. If I have the opportunity, I'll share in details about the other sustainability approaches, what we have taken, or what the initiative we have taken from our factory side, that we'll share in a later part. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mahbub Chaudhary, for your brief of what you are currently facing the COVID scenario, and your development regarding the latest shock of this situation, and also with the issues you discuss about your sustainability. You focus on environment and also social issues. Now I'll get back to you again with more elaborate, and now I'm going to Mr. Alamgir Hossain. He is the Deputy Director of Export Promotion Bureau of Bangladesh. And actually, before going to Mr. Alamgir Hossain, we just want to know from him what are the government initiatives right now to coping the situation of COVID, and regarding the sustainability issues from the government side. What initiatives are now the government is taking? I'd like to hear from him. Mr. Alamgir, Deputy Director, Export Promotion Board of Bangladesh. Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me. And I'd like to thank Mr. Shyamol and Mr. Mahamud. And they pointed out nicely the present situation of Bangladesh in terms of sustainability. And I think especially with the help of government, the private sector is doing well. And right now they are on the right track in materializing the situation of sustainability. Sustainability basically is meeting the present demand without causing any problems in future resources. And we are going ahead in this situation. And government of Bangladesh, especially during the COVID situation, government has contributed a lot in terms of giving assistance to our garments industries. And 300 billion taka our HPM, our Honorable Prime Minister, already announced for them, and they are and already this fund has been disbursed among the factory who have already hit hard for the COVID situation. And 50 billion taka has already been given to the our garments industry for paying the salary of the employees. And it's I of course I must say that it's really a great initiative from the government. And if the initiative for the government to implement the sustainability, you might remember that government is closely working with the various organ of government, especially you can say DIFE, Department of Inspection for Factories and Establishment, and it has been created for observe the working environment of the factories, not only for the R&D sector, but all the sectors of sectors who are working in the field of in this field. And if you think if you see, the government has already been they work closely with the donor party, especially better work program. You can see that it has been implemented by the IOLA and IFC, and they are monitoring the working situation of Bangladesh, especially the overall workers situation in the garments industries. And so far, as of we have got information from the report, the working situation of our garments industries is very good, and they are very much satisfied, especially IOLA and International Finance Corporation. They are running this project. They are very much happy for the working environment of our garments industries. As well, government is giving them close cooperation so that they can implement their mission to in terms of sustainability. You are aware that the working environment is a very important issue for sustainability. If there is no satisfaction among the workers, the sustainability cannot be implemented in a better way. And this is why especially the government, the government has already been increased the salary of the garments industries worker, even though it is a little bit harder for the garments industries players to maintain all these extra expenditure, but they they're in line with the compliance of the government orders, and they are helping governments in a better way so that the working environment can be in a better way for our workers. And you know about the RMG Sustainability Council, and RMG Sustainability Council is right now is handed over by the BGMEA, and they are for especially they are for monitor the working environment of the RMG industry. They are monitoring the workers' environment, the workers' safety and security. They are monitoring, and by this way, I think the accord has already been left Bangladesh, and they have handed over their activities to the RMG Sustainable Council, and they're doing very well. Especially the RMG, BGMEA, BGMEA, and the representatives from the workers are involved in these groups, and they are monitoring the overall situation very efficiently. And if you think about the efficiency level, say water efficiency, resources efficiency, and in this case, the government as well providing their, all sort of cooperation so that the private sector can implement those hurdles easily in getting or in implementing the sustainability beautifully. And if you see about the export of Bangladesh, during 18 and 19 financial year, our export in RMG sector was 34 billion. But due to the untoward situation due to COVID, our export in RMG sector decreased, drastically. It came down to 27.94 billion. And right now, if you see in this year export figure, our export is right now increasing in a greater way. If you go through or if we review the July-September export statistics, you can find that we have already achieved the target of neutral exports. Our during this time we have achieved 4.446 billion export. That means if you consider the previous year's export figure, the growth is 7.04. And within the sector as well, we are doing well, and 3.66 billion during this 2 months we have achieved. That means we are right now we are going in the right track. Thank you very much for this study.
Yeah, thank you for your elaborate presentation on the steps what the government is currently taking to cope up these situations, and also you mentioned about the department, those who are involved with the factories working environment and also safety and hazard issues. So now I again come to Mr. Shyamol. Before that, actually, I also echoed with Mr. Alamgir. He mentioned about the current export scenario in Bangladesh, and also in the case of, since I am a Councillor of Commerce, I also deal with the trade and commercial issues. I mean, export import from Canada, Bangladesh side. Yeah, latest study also shows something like that. The similar issues, from July to September, if we analyze the export from Canada to, the Bangladesh export to Canada, also a nearly 7% increase. The growth is 7% increase compared to 2019. So it's true that Bangladesh is nicely survived with this pandemic situation, and export is now increasing. This is the I'd like to pay thanks to our government, and also those who are specialists and those who are working in the garment sectors, especially the workers, factory workers. They are hard earned. They are actually really very hardworking people, and they can cope up these situations. And also our policy leaders and businessmen, those are taking right decision right now, and that's why they are reaping the fruits of these pandemic situations. Now I'd like to come back, Mr. Shyamol. Mr. Shyamol, actually you mentioned about some issues on water usage in garment sectors. We know garment sector pollutes a lots in environment. For example, for a factory, at least 300 liter water is needed per day for producing the factory products, and especially in the wet garments, actually dyeing and then washing. These sectors need a lot of water. And Mr. Mahamud also mentioned about his company's position right now to attaining sustainability in environment and also social aspects. So now I'd like to request Mr. Shyamol, what kind of creative activities you are taking for achieving this sustainability in environmental and social perspectives from your garments, and also do you have any suggestions or anything regarding the sustainability actions, status, and also from the perspectives of the producers, I mean the buyer? Do you have anything, any challenges you are facing, or you can mention, you can focus in this forum? Because now this is a universal forum. Actually, I think our audience from all over the world, they can hear you, they can listen you. So if you have anything else, you can also mention in this forum. So Mr. Shyamol, please.
Thank you, Shakil bhai, giving me the floor again. Actually, we work with lots of people, and actually it is our journey, not only for ourselves. Actually, we do our business, we start our morning with lots of people, and we continue with collaborating the all dreams together. And previously we worked in a different situation, and after Accord implementation, actually Accord did a lot as well for our environmental, for our fire safety issue or electrical or any other source of development in garments environment as well as working environment within the garments industry. So after Accord supervision as well as our consciousness and the guidelines comes throughout the buyers, because you know, and Mahamud bhai is there. Actually, every day we face a lot of audit from our buyer, and there are many rules and regulations regarding our development in various sector. Maybe it is environmental, maybe it is labor issue, maybe it is in another issues come to us regarding our developments, and we actually every day develop ourselves with their guidelines as well as our own self, own CSR issues, or for our own consciousness. So what is actually happening over there? As a lot of people are working over there, it's our prime duty to keep those people safe and healthy, because they are our workforce. And if they are in good situation or with a sound good health, then it will be our asset. We will be able to utilize those people in the particular area, and we will be able to get the maximum output from those workforce. So that's why we actually keep our attention regarding their safety issue, regarding their health issues for our own interest, as well as for their own interest too. So what is happening over there? In garments industry, the price is, whatever I told you before, the price is going down. On the other side, our cost is going up. So we are in that middle situation to manage the overall activities in a good shape to maximize our profit with the optimum level of expenses. So what is happening? We are trying to reuse our water. Why? Because if we reuse our water, so our water consumption level will be less. If our consumption level in water or particular other area, electricity or gas, anything else goes down, so our cost will be less. If the cost is less, then our profit margin will be little bit higher. So in that respect, we are trying to keep our controlling regarding the minimum wages of water, gas, electricity, or any other energy uses. So that is our prime objective as well to keep our profit margin in a certain and sustainable level. On the other side, our duty to the society, to the country, to keep our environment better. So we are actually trying to keep the wastage level in 0%. We are trying to our environment or any pollution level in 0 level. Zero tolerance is our also main goal in energy sector or any pollution perspective. So we are trying our best so that we could produce our production with a minimum uses of energy or any environmental support. So what is actually coming over there? That whatever I told you, we introduced ETP. So ETP started with every industry. So ETP actually save us from the water consumption and water using in several purpose. And on the other side, whatever Mahabhai already told you, that we are planning for the green industry. And green industry, our government give us some scope and some rebate in taxation as well if we set up the industry with the green environment. So maybe out of 544, we are 144. That is 20% above. We are actually settled in our country, in Bangladesh, comparative to the world. So every people just trying to establish the green factory. Because if we set the green factory, so our light consumption, our electrical consumption, our any other energy consumption going down. In that particular way, we can save the money and we can adjust the adverse situation, whatever told you that we are in now regarding price and cost. So we are trying our better. On the other side, we every day guide to our workers through training regarding the consciousness development, how they will living by in their household, how they will living by with their society, and how they will handle in our industry sector. Why? If they get the consciousness message, if we will be able to guide them properly, so our consumption in water or our energy or our any other resource will be less. We will will make wastage very less quantity. And regarding present situation, there is some factor required actually. For example, if we would like to sustain in this critical stage, we have to consider our maximum output level. We have to consider so that our wastage should be minimum level, and we should be conscious regarding the uses of our resources in any segment. Then we will be in good track. We will be in sustainable stage with the profit margin. Otherwise, we will be in good shape. Therefore, actually, we are trying to keep the environment or work friendly, and worker should get the comfortable level in the industry. And on the other side, buyer also actually always focusing this area that we should be environment friendly. We should not pollute our environment. We should not pollute our water. We should not pollute our air, because we are living surrounding this. So if we pollute our air, if we pollute our environment or our workforce, so at the end of the day, we will suffer from all respect, from all crises. So therefore, actually, we are very much conscious, and we are trying our best to development regarding environment issues. We are trying to guide our people, our workforce, so that they also be able to maintain the proper appropriate stage. Therefore, you will get an example that there is an COVID crisis, but our worker impacted less. Why? We have put it down over there in every industry, the appropriate measure, so that our people, our worker, get the soap or any other health measure, and they should get them fit in the working condition. So that is our initiative as well. Whatever actually not come to the light, but it is also the initiative from the garments industry, entrepreneur, as well as the other authorities. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Shyamol. Actually, you rightly mentioned about this because in Bangladesh, around nearly 20 million people directly or indirectly involved with the garment sectors, and it has huge impact on women empowerment, women education, and also health issues. So if this sector is totally untouched or ignored, then it has another negative aspects, not only in terms of manufacturing and garment sectors, but also it has a lot of social implications, law and others, and many issues. And you have highlighted those issues, and everybody know about it. But yeah, everything, nothing is free in the world. You know, there is a cost associated with everything. If you want to raise the standards, you need more cost. If you look into the environmental aspects, the cost always raised. But we have to always think about the environmental issues, because all the garment sectors need fresh water for the wet processing, right? So, but our resource is very limited and very scarce. So always you have to think about the optimum use of the natural resources and not harming for the future generation, because we have to thinking about the future generation also. That is called the sustainability in the future generations. So actually we need a lot of investment, a lot of technology to more development and more R&D, because we have good quality human resources, innovations, but I think still we need more for innovation, for technology and use of technology in Bangladesh. So Mr. Mahamud, MD of Masco Group, he mentioned in his previous deliberations that he has taken a lot of initiatives in green factories, and he mentioned about the current progress of Bangladesh to get registered in elite certifications from USA. And he also highlighted that last 5 years Bangladesh did a tremendous well in these sectors. And he also mentioned some initiatives. So could you just give a brief, actually, what is your expectation in sustainability and what you want from the buyers? What is your expectations, and how do you meet up to your expectations and for
Gentlemen, I hate to cut in. We're going to have to keep this a very brief, maybe 60 seconds for this response. We do have to get set up for the next session here in about 10 minutes. So we're going to have to negate the Q&A for this session. There was only one question, which I think most of the questions were answered in regards to sustainability actions and the trade body and how governments are responding. So please, just 60 seconds for this response, and we're going to have to wrap it up. Thank you.
Oh, so we have 60 seconds. Okay. So Mr. Mahamud, just quick words, and then I'll come to Mr. Alamgir also, quick words. If you would like to inform the audience, yeah, please.
Sustainability is a very important, and I see a very strong commitment from the owner side of the Bangladesh, what I already mentioned. But sometimes the word of sustainability, I'm a little bit confused what basically sustainability is in certain cases, because everybody are confused that, okay, we want sustainability in all the respect, but which way we can go for, what direction we should go for, up to what level we have to go for, because each and every customer, they are taking individual initiative, and we supplier are really confused which direction we should move for. I can say that we need a unified sustainable measurement tools to understand what we stand today, what we have to go for after next 5 years, what we have to go for next 10 years. But unfortunately, there are so many tools is using, we are confusing. I would like to mention here only one tools. Due to time limitation, I can't mention here. There is only one tools I find little bit more competitive, more transparent, trustworthy, and we can evaluate ourselves. That is called Higg Index. Higg Index, there are two areas we are covering up. One is social sustainability, another is environmental sustainability. There are 9 chapters in the social sustainability. So each and every chapter, if we go for the details, factory can understand what they are stand today, what they have to go for, and what action they have to take to go for the more sustainable approaches for their own factories. If I give you an example for the chemical management system, there are hundreds of initiatives. So hundreds of initiatives as a single factory, it is not possible at all to meet. But here in the chemical management and wastewater management, I find that ZDSC is the better initiative. It might be modified, but everybody should come forward in a certain areas, certain concern, and they have to involve all the stakeholders to come to a position so that we can achieve a real sustainable goal for our future generation, for our industry. If I get the opportunity, I will talk in details in future. So that's my approach. Second approach is there are sustainability, there are some initiative. Without investment, we can take the initiative that we are taking. But there are some approaches, the financial involvement is there, and buyer has to pay us the right amount of money. We don't want to make the profit, but whatever the additional cost is, they have to pay for that cost is. Otherwise, free sustainability is really, really impossible. Definitely, there are certain areas we can improve, but to reach a significant level, everybody need to work together to achieve their goal. Wherever the right price is required, they have to pay for the right price. If there is a limitation, they have to give us the opportunity to share the information so that at the end of the day, we can finalize a specific goal, a specific guideline to achieve that sustainability goal in future. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
I do have to
Mahamud.
cut it off, gentlemen. I apologize. We are going to have to get going. We have to set up the next
Just
seminar
1 minute to
coming
Mr. Mahamud, just few seconds to Mr.
Oh,
Alamgir.
I'm sorry. We really don't have the time. We have to get set up for the next seminar. I really do apologize. But thank you so much, gentlemen. I really appreciate your time and effort
Thank
for
you.
all this. Very informative as always. And again, thank you to our panelists and our attendees from our Facebook Live and everywhere else. So thank you again.
So thank you all the panelists. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you to all.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.